So for us as the members of Parliament, we are going to continue engaging the Speaker to ensure that he meets the different stakeholders, that is Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister of Security, and the Minister of Defense, to harmonize on the implementation of the strategy. So that's the challenge that has been there, and this is the way we are going to address it. And then after doing that, we need to roll out the action plan. We have the action plan together with moving together with the strategy, and after harmonizing on this, then we intend to roll out the action plan to the entire different stakeholders, to other different stakeholders. And on limited awareness among the legislators and other policy actors, as the officers responsible, especially members of Parliament who are here and other different stakeholders representing Uganda, we intend to do a sensitization and do awareness creation to different committees of Parliament, because in order to secure funding from Parliament, in order to have these policies fast-tracked, pushed by Parliament, we must have a voice. And having this voice, we have realized that we need other stakeholders in Parliament. And this is where now we are going to, one, to engage the entire Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs, and then we engage the Committee of Human Rights, and then the Committee of Gender, so that we have a big voice in pushing this. On gender-blind legislation policies and strategy, yes, in Uganda we have gender policy as a country, and the policy was passed that every MDA, that is the ministry, department, and agencies, should domesticate this. But we have realized there is a challenge with the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs, where UPDF falls. They have never domesticated this. They don't have a gender policy. And as a team, we are going to advocate for this. Good enough, the Ministry of Defense and Internal Affairs and the Veteran Affairs reports to the Parliamentary Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs. Therefore, we are the right people to advocate for this and to push for this agenda. Gender is being looked at as a cutting issue. We have some 3 areas, specific areas, that are critical in budgeting, and it's a must do. We have HIV and AIDS, we have environment, and gender. So those 3. So gender is already looked at as a very critical area that requires funding. However, the percentage is minimal. Therefore, we are advocating that government and other development partners must come on board in implementing this. Yes, we are going to develop a strategy. We have a strategy. It's going to be housed. We have counterterrorism center. We are recommending for these other activities, but all those activities to be implemented fully, they require funding. So we are saying, for us as the Parliament, we are going to ensure that funding for these areas is provided, but we are also urging development partners to come on board, especially in creating awareness. And in the same spirit, after harmonizing on who is going to accommodate especially the counter-terrorism center, then we need to operationalize the strategy. We may pass the strategy, we may pass the policy, but when it is not operationalized, you will not have achieved your intended objective. So therefore, we need funding, and we are going to push for it to make sure that operationalization of the PVCE strategy is done. Cultural barriers. For us as a country, even in the meantime that we are pushing for this, for us as a country, we looked at it as a security issue, and the Ministry of Security under ISO, Internal Security Organization, they are already doing this. Probably I will ask my colleague to expound on this in order for members to understand it fully, so that it can be taken as a good practice in their countries, because we have done it and it is working perfectly. So the Department of Internal Security Organization, probably I will ask Dr. Kamau to pass it over the microphone to my friend. Oh, okay. But we have done it and it is working perfectly, especially in engaging the cultural leaders. For us here, we have a department, a Ministry of Gender, and it's responsible for culture. It's responsible for culture. So it takes lead in also addressing those issues. Because if we are to eradicate this, if we are to prevent this, let's not only look at it as an issue that requires military action. No, it should be cross-cutting. Let's involve different stakeholders. And this is where I'm saying that for us as a country, Uganda, we have a ministry responsible. It addresses gender issues, it addresses issues related to the youth, it addresses issues related to the elderly, and then the cultural issues are also addressed by the same ministry.